So it's been kind of a minute since I've done one of these. Kind of had a little bit too much time to think about things. Not doing enough of this stuff over here, or making music, or doing too much of the artsy things, which is kind of ironic, seeing that I'm kind of jabbing at something that involves the arts, media, other industry, and AI. One of my other friends kind of put it out there as it being a much more bigger concern to them than most of the other worldly problems that we're dealing with. I mean, all the things that are going on are an illusion. But with AI kind of accelerating ridiculously, like I know that there's software out there that already exists. If you're good enough at scripting for a movie, and you're very good at scripting, and you're detail oriented enough, you can just put that script into software, and I forget what the name of it is, nor do I want to bring attention to it, even if I did remember. But it generates very convincing results. I mean, pretty convincing results. I've seen some Instagram reels for the purpose of comedy. That's put out very breathtaking results. Like, it definitely is missing some things. I can't really even get into describing what it's missing, but if somebody's falling or something, then just something doesn't really seem right, like if they're falling through glass or something. But it would only be a matter of time soon, as fast as all of this is accelerating, where you're not going to be able to tell the difference. And I mean, with that, discussing the arts, media, forms of media that people purchase, down to even culinary arts. Like, where is everybody's moral compass gonna be at? Because with the direction of things, where they're going, we're looking into some classist war bullshit. I mean, is any of us going to devalue ourselves? I mean, there's going to be so much AI slop out there. Eventually, it's going to come to a point where all of that is just going to be purchased. That'll all be at the current value of all the music that we sell as musicians. Hand-painted artists have always already been at that point already, where you're paying buku amounts of money for their work. And I don't think they should be devalued for what they do, because it is full of what's real, what is in the human air, and it feels like it has life. But eventually down the line, it's gonna get to a point where everybody's like, well, look at all this fucking AI shit. People are not really able to distinguish the differences at all. A song can be generated by AI and costs, the same, as you would buy from somebody at the average price on Bandcamp, or, they generate like easy income on fucking Spotify. And that's going to put artists in a situation, musicians in a situation, game developers, independent ones, most likely in a position. Are they going to devalue themselves to not pitch into the classist bullshit that'll come out of this? And what I'm saying is that this is all eventually going to, all this stuff is going to be reserved for rich assholes. A lot of the fucking Nepo babies, you know, in the future who are just going to be in part of the inheritance of the experts of industry. They're the only ones who are going to have access to it. Like, imagine that. Like, you're going to charge maybe $300, $500 per song because it's more genuine. It could even not even be good music, but because, like, you actually made it yourself, it's going to have way more significant value. And it's like, wow, now I can live off of this. That's kind of what, like, you know, a lot of people within the arts, musicians, artists, etc., that's what they want to be able to do. Imagine all the falsehoods there's going to be with artists. They're going to have this idea that, oh, my work is finally appreciated because it's being, you know, bought at the value that I feel that is fit. The arts are actually being appreciated now because there's just so much AI and I make something that's real. Yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. Are all the artists going to end up making their work less to combat this? No, they won't. I don't think I would. I mean, with the Amish who make handcrafted goods, handcrafted furniture, that shit's fucking expensive as hell. Are they wrong for valuing their stuff so much more higher? It's built to grand quality. I don't think they're wrong. The situation isn't right. Now imagine how it's going to be with the culinary arts. How it's going to be with restaurants. I mean, robotics is also accelerating ridiculously. A lot of experts within the industry see that there's only going to be 2 job fields even available. IT's not safe. That's going to be completely wiped out. I think it was only people within analysis and people within the field of biology are the only ones that will end up having work. That's not good. But when we're speaking of the culinary arts, to get back to that, like, you're gonna have a choice to go to a restaurant that has fucking robots making your food. It'll be all to the same measures, the right measurements of ratios and quantities to the recipes. Perfect every fucking goddamn time. Still fucking tastes soulless. That's going to be to the current value in purchasing. But then you're going to end up having a restaurant just down the street, still operated by people who are full of all of the human errors, where you can kind of enjoy that whole majesty of error because the ratios can all change within the recipes. And they can be just as good as making a current McDonald's burger, and that could fucking be priced at fucking like $80 plus maybe. at a certain period just because it was made by a fucking human who has taste buds. Pretty shitty. And with the job market totally imploding as AI proceeds, what do we look forward to? A lot of us aren't going to be able to fulfill any workplace, to be in those two big brain fields. You know, there's going to be government funding basic living checks. And that's what most of everybody's going to be living off of. Probably a very little stretch to amenities. You'd probably almost have to starve a little bit in order to eventually afford something that's real. Imagine just seeing a bunch of people who are just like, well, it seems like the arts, the people in the culinary, the people who are making real things are able to proceed, you know, in the markets. They're the only ones. I think I'll give a try at that. Then you have fucking streets full of pretentious fucking morons who think they're fucking artists, who are gonna be able to fucking charge for their work a higher amount of money just because it was made by a fucking person. You made a fucking McDonald's burger and you're gonna charge people out. That's how they're gonna fucking make it. I mean, you look at science fiction movies like Blade Runner. Look at all those vendors on the fucking streets. That's where we're fucking heading. It's like a collab between Terminator and fucking Blade Runner. I mean, you probably won't even be able to afford a paintbrush and paints. So what are people gonna do from that point? I mean, that's not having the tools isn't going to start art, that's for sure. People are gonna find a way. But what are they gonna do? Try to go out in nature? Probably work for a little bit. If government hasn't already gotten to the point of being like, oh, well, all these areas are off limits for biological research. Stay off or you get the gulag. That's where that could be heading. You can't even make your mediums for the arts. You can't even make it yourself. You can't even take it from the earth. They're going to limit you from that. AI is not a good thing, and I know that's kind of hypocritical of me. I've got a profile picture that's fucking AI. Me as a psionic fucking general with a monocle. Yeah, I caved into it, but it only really works for the current times, and it sucks because of my one movement. It encourages this direction. Just another person encouraging this direction. Just because of that. Am I going to get rid of it? No. I'm not going to do that. But we're being forced. Our hands are getting forced. All because of we're being exploited at our needs. That's where they're getting us. Exploiting us emotionally and at our needs. Freaking AI needed to have limitations on it long before now. That's most definite. we're heading towards a crazy tech dystopia. Well, there's going to be a lot of classist bullshit if we even make it that far. I do feel like things are going to reset naturally before we even get to this point. I don't know. These are things to kind of think about here. It's not going to stop anything. Me saying this isn't going to stop anything. That's for sure. But just seeing if other people are thinking the same thing. If anybody else is having enough quiet time to just kind of expand on the direction of things. And it's the only thing that really, does have a concern to me. I do things within the arts. We should be doing things that or putting our attention to things that even concern ourselves. And that is one thing that does concern me. But, yeah. Not good times, folks. It really isn't. Hopefully, we all wake up. And things get better.